Holy shit! Oh shit!
And take photos of them and send it to me. Look, I found your new camp, and I
This footage comes from the YouTube channel Sean SW. On July 13th, 2011, Sean was out on a routine run when something unexpected happened. An encounter that abruptly changed the course of his evening and turned an ordinary run into a moment he would never forget. An unexpected and unsettling turn.
Holy shit! Hey! Oh, that was fun. That's a grizzly too, eh? Woo!
The runner was enjoying a quiet evening run when the calm was suddenly shattered. A large grizzly bear appeared ahead on the path. At first, it looked as though the animal was simply crossing. Then, without warning, the bear charged. It wasn't a defensive reaction or a startled response. It was direct, deliberate, and terrifying, as if the bear had fixed its focus on him. What made the moment even more unnerving was the nature of grizzly bears themselves. They aren't easily intimidated by humans, and running can trigger their instinct to chase. The runner realized too late that fleeing was a dangerous mistake, but panic had already taken over. He kept running, glancing back again and again, until he could finally confirm the bear was no longer pursuing him. For those few moments, it felt like a deadly standoff between man and predator, decided in seconds. This encounter serves as a chilling reminder of how unpredictable the wilderness can be. Danger doesn't always announce itself, and one wrong move can change everything. The runner escaped unharmed, not because the situation wasn't serious, but because timing, instinct, and a measure of pure luck were on his side. Sometimes the thin line between life and disaster is nothing more than those few fleeting seconds. This encounter comes from the YouTube channel Shadow Hollow, a channel known for documenting eerie explorations in forests rumored to be haunted. On January 1st, 2026, the host returned to a wooded area where he had previously experienced unexplained activity. This time he went back searching for answers, hoping to understand what he couldn't explain before. But what began as a calm return to familiar ground slowly turned into something far more dangerous. The host arrived as the sun was beginning to set, with only a thin layer of daylight still filtering through the trees. The forest sat in an uneasy half-light, shadows stretching longer by the minute as he started exploring the area once again. unaware that this trip would soon shift from investigation to survival.
Originally down here, and I'm pretty sure this is the way I came from, but I did go over there, and that's where I got lost. Person. What's that? Not long out here, guys. I think it's coming from up there.
Just minutes into the woods, he noticed a figure wearing an orange hunter's hat, gripping what looked like an axe, staring straight at him. At first, Host brushed it off as a hunter passing through. That thought didn't last long. The man wasn't moving away. He was following him, matching his path through the trees. When the host tried to hide, the figure began striking nearby trees with the axe, loud, deliberate blows echoing through the woods as if marking territory or issuing a warning.
Oh,
It became clear that the man was intentionally following him. When the figure finally spotted the host, he stopped, locked eyes with him, and called out the host before starting to walk directly toward him. Panic surged through the host. He had no idea who this man was, why he had been tracking him through the woods, or what his intentions were. In that moment, the isolation of the forest felt suffocating, and the sense of danger became impossible to ignore.
I should not gone for a while there. He's over there. He's going there.
The host chose to stay concealed. The man was carrying an axe, and with his intentions unknown, running felt far too dangerous. In that moment, hiding seemed safer than exposing himself in the open. The man continued searching the area, moving closer each time. The host was forced to quietly relocate again and again, slipping between cover, hiding in different spots whenever the man drew too near, knowing that a single mistake could put him face to face with someone he didn't trust.
Dark for that. It's gonna start getting really dark really soon. You just stay away from there. Just go this way. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. The noises keep coming from over there. This terrain is horrible. What the fuck? I sound like a fucking child. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, shit! That's just the way I went up. Look, come on back. That's the way I came. Out there's the way I came. Okay. Where are you? Show yourself. Property. It's not private property. What the? I'm gonna call the police. Laughing. Shit. You want it? There you go. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
Just when he thought he had found a way out of the woods, a sound froze him in place. A scream that unmistakably sounded like a child. Before he could process it, sharp whistles followed, echoing through the trees. Then he saw him again, the same man, now at a distance, moving straight toward him. Panic exploded through the host's chest as the man suddenly broke into a run, charging directly at him with the axe still in his hand. Survival took over. The host ran, pushing his body as hard as it would go. At one point, the host began to communicate with this person, but that man's words only made it worse. Over and over, the man yelled at him saying, "Get out of here before I hurt you." That was the moment it became clear. This wasn't just intimidation or a scare tactic, it was a direct threat. The man claimed the land was his private property, but that made no sense. The host had been there before. The area wasn't privately owned. There were no signs, no boundaries, nothing to justify this kind of aggression. Why chase someone through the woods with an axe? Why scream, whistle, and threaten violence over land that didn't belong to him? None of it added up. The man was angry, erratic, and dangerously unpredictable.
That's the way I gotta go. Fire's on. I'm going around him.
Sudden whistles began echoing from different directions, sharp and deliberate, making it impossible for him to pinpoint where the man was standing. The sound seemed to move, circling him, closing in. Panic tightened his chest as he kept moving forward, hoping the man would lose him in the trees. Every step felt heavier, every shadow more threatening. He tried to stay focused, telling himself to keep going, to not stop. Then, without warning, the whistles stopped completely. The forest went unnaturally quiet, and in that silence, this happened.
Shit. Road.
The man suddenly appeared right beside him, standing far away, and began whistling again. Slow, deliberate, almost taunting, as if he wanted the host to know he was there. That was enough. The host bolted, running blindly through the trees. He climbed over the fence, stumbled onto a road, and finally reached his car, escaping just in time. He got away unharmed, but the encounter left him shaken to his core. Who was this man, and why was he hunting him through the forest? It didn't feel random. The pursuit was intentional, calculated, and disturbingly focused. This wasn't someone lost or confused. If it were a homeless person, there would be no reason to stalk someone so persistently through the woods. And if the man was mentally unstable, his movements wouldn't have been so precise, so controlled. Everything about the encounter suggested awareness and intent. The host left the forest safely, but without answers, only a growing sense that he had narrowly escaped something far darker. Whatever that man wanted, the truth behind it will likely remain unknown forever. This next encounter comes from the YouTube channel LPZ. On July 16, 2016, the host and his friends went on an outdoor camping trip deep in the savannas, expecting a normal and uneventful night. But around 6 a.m., their trip took a terrifying turn when strange noises began coming from outside their tent. The sounds were unsettling enough that they immediately began recording, not knowing what was lurking in the darkness just beyond their shelter. Around 2 a.m., the sounds began. Every hour or so, strange noises echoed just a few feet from their tent, voices that faded into the darkness only to erupt again without warning. Each return sent a fresh wave of panic through them, their anxiety growing with every passing moment. By 6 a.m., the sounds were no longer distant. They were right outside the tent. That's when the realization hit. It was a lion calling, close enough to feel its presence through the thin fabric. Fear surged as they understood a predator was standing just feet away. And when they finally heard the lion move off, they didn't wait. They rushed out and took shelter in their car, shaken by how close they had come to real danger.
You're literally in his territory. He's doing this. It's like fucking
They rushed, and preparation can be the thin line between safety and disaster. This encounter comes from Faisal, the creator of the YouTube channel Voyager Overland, where he usually shares peaceful overland journeys, remote camping trips, and stunning views from deep within nature, all filmed from his Jeep. But on October the 26th, 2024, he uploaded a video unlike his usual content. While camping near Ruby Falls in the Alberta Rockies, Faisal experienced something he couldn't explain. What started as a quiet night surrounded by mountains and wilderness slowly shifted into an unsettling situation after he captured something unusual on camera. The footage documents a strange and mysterious moment that turned an otherwise calm camping trip into an experience that stayed with him long after it ended.
So Gene and I are out on yet another adventure, and last time we were out I caught some footage that quite frankly has me a little spooked, and I haven't quite decided if I want to show it yet. Now, it's not the first time that I catch something in the background while we're recording, like a deer that we didn't notice, or some hikers that we didn't see while we were busy winching the Jeeps out of a mud hole or something, but this was different. Now, I don't understand what I saw, and I can't explain it. So if you have seen anything like it, please feel free to let me know what you think it is in the comments. Frankly, it has me pretty spooked. So if you're seeing this video, that means I decided to show it, and I decided to tell the story as it is, and included the footage that I.
This trip took place deep in the Alberta Rockies near Ruby Falls, an area known for its rugged beauty and isolation. Faisal had planned a peaceful, multi-day camping stay there with his wife Jean and their 2 grandchildren. The intention was simple: enjoy the landscape, disconnect, and spend quiet time together. After arriving at the remote site, they pitched their tents and organized their camping gear, unaware that this familiar routine would soon be interrupted by something unusual and difficult to explain.
So we just had enough time to go check out the falls with the kids, and the sky has opened up. This new awning sure came in handy this time. We're having some thunder and lightning, and hopefully I can catch that thunder, because it just, the way it echoes in the mountains, it's so cool. The kids are now sitting in the Jeeps, they're reading. They've been really good as we try to make supper here. This always complicates things. Sunshine on the beach?
Yes, where is it?
I see some blue sky. Maybe we'll get lucky. This will break and maybe we can have a fire. After all, that would be great. Gotta get lucky once in a while. Sky's cleared up, blue skies, we can still have a fire. And at least it wasn't pouring when we set up the tents. So for a while now, I've been putting out a trail cam at night, hoping to catch some wildlife around camp while we're sleeping. And with my granddaughter, who just loves wildlife, how cool could it be if I could show her some night pictures of what's walking around at night while we're sleeping? Now, I must admit, I haven't had any luck so far. I've put out the camera many times and never captured any footage. but tonight was different.
Faisal set up a night vision camera, hoping to capture wildlife for his grandchildren. Instead, the footage revealed something strange, unfamiliar and mysterious. The camera recorded a strange, ghostly figure moving around their campsite, its eyes glowing eerily in the dark. It wasn't a person or just a shadow. It was a pale, almost transparent humanoid shape, impossible to fully comprehend. The most disturbing moment came when the figure seemed to notice the camera, staring straight at it before drifting closer as if inspecting it. Faisal had never seen anything like this and had no explanation for what it could be. However, Faisal didn't notice it at the time, and in the morning, they continued their trip as planned. The footage quickly went viral, drawing attention from both paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics. Some viewers suggested it was a spirit or otherworldly entity, while others speculated it could be a person in an infrared cloak, distorted by the camera's sensors. Yet even with that explanation, the glowing eyes remained inexplicable. Humans do not naturally glow, only certain animals' eyes reflect light, adding another layer of mystery. The figure's movements were deliberate, almost intelligent, and the presence it exuded sent chills down anyone watching. Whatever it was, it defied explanation and left an unsettling sense of the unknown, a haunting mystery that may never be solved. Up next is Vanessa Blank, the creator behind the YouTube channel Wild Woman Bushcraft, where she documents her bushcraft projects, survival challenges, and solo outdoor adventures, often highlighting the calm and beauty of untouched wilderness while sharing practical survival knowledge. On November 13th, 2023, Vanessa set out on what was supposed to be a straightforward solo overnight camp in the forest. Her goal was simple: finish building a bushcraft shelter she had been working on, and then test it by spending the night inside. It was meant to be another quiet, methodical project, one more step in refining her survival skills. But this trip didn't unfold the way she expected. Something unsettling occurred that slowly shifted the tone of the entire experience. As Vanessa arrived at the forest and began hiking toward the location of her shelter, the atmosphere felt different, subtly off in a way that's hard to explain. What was meant to be a calm journey deeper into the woods would soon turn into an encounter that changed the course of her plans entirely.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Vanessa Blank from Wild Woman Bushcraft, and my plan was today to bring you with me in the forest to my forest camp because I had some projects planned that I want to finish today, and you would be able to accompany me. So I switch now to the start of the video because my camp was completely destroyed from someone, and the video is now completely different as I like to create it and as I planned it. Kom her. Was ich sagen soll. Ich kann nicht was sein. Hörst du das, Vanessa? Na, deswegen nicht. Ich bin gerade an meinem... So there is a notification with my name on it, Mrs. Blank, learned nothing, short trousers, and then something I can't read. I'm not sure what really stand there. I wanna piss at you or I wanna visit you. It's such a ugly writing. I'm not sure if I read everything. So you was not there. What a pity. Your camp is not damaged and it's your fault. We see us. So it was something that know me, that know my camp. Nein, geh nicht ein. Nein. And just want to destroy it because it's mine. What an asshole. Here is shit. I had to cover it that I doesn't step inside. And the only thing which is not so much damaged is the roof. So it's not so long ago when I covered it with moss. I spent a whole day for it, only for the cover, because I have to collect the moss. But everything else is just broken, destroyed.
When Vanessa finally reached the site, her heart sank. The shelter she had carefully built over time was destroyed. This wasn't accidental damage or the result of weather or wildlife. It was deliberate. Everything had been torn apart. The structure, the furniture she had crafted by hand using bushcraft techniques, all of it reduced to ruin. The only part left untouched was the roof, still covered in moss. Vanessa later speculated that it may have been spared simply because of how much effort it would have taken to dismantle, as if whoever did this decided it wasn't worth the work. The destruction alone was deeply unsettling. So many hours of planning, building, and physical effort had been wiped out in an instant, but what disturbed her even more was what she noticed next. Sitting on the roof was a note. The handwriting was crude and poorly written, immediately raising concern. The message itself was even worse, an unsettling, almost threatening statement that placed the blame on her, saying that the ruined camp was her fault. In that moment, the forest no longer felt calm or isolated, it felt invaded. Whoever had done this hadn't just destroyed a shelter, they had sent a message, and that realization changed everything.
There was my chair. So I have no words how ill a person must be in the head that the person just walk here and think, oh, it's from Vanessa, let's destroy it. My stomach also is crumbling. It's a little bit too much actually. So the person must know who I am and what I do, that I create videos, because there stands my name at the paper, and I don't know if I want to be in an area where such a crazy person runs around and know that I sleep there. So I just talked to the owner of this forest area, and he also knew nothing. He was a long time not here, and
Then she noticed something even more unsettling. A photograph of herself left behind, taken on her last visit, wearing the same gear, proof that someone had been observing her and even knew her identity.
there is a photo from me. It's the same backpack that I carry today, and it's very damaged. So I'm not sure if it's a wildlife track photo or not, because there is the date on it. But when it's not a wildlife camera photo, that means that this person was in my closer area and take a photo from me, walked behind me, wants to check where I am, what I do. Or I have no idea how they could otherwise find out at which day I am in the forest, because I have no special day. And that means that I have this shit again. I had it all in the past. I had a stalker that write me letters at my private address, which is something that nobody knows, which knows who I am, which knows the places where I was bushcrafting, and take photos of them and send it to me. Look, I found your new camp. And I had this all in the past. Everything. And I fought against it in the past. And I don't want to have this shit now again. To just be scared everywhere and look behind you if there is someone following, or always be with the hand close to the weapon because you always mean that there is something around somebody. I don't want this shit anymore.
The possibility that the photo had been taken recently, or from somewhere close by, judging by its angle, sent a chill straight down her spine. She had no idea how near someone might have been, how long they had been watching, or how they knew exactly when she would return to the shelter. Questions spiraled rapidly. Why was someone stalking her? How did they know her movements? And most unsettling of all, how much of her life had already been observed? This wasn't her first experience with harassment. In the past, she had dealt with a stalker who tracked her down, found her home address, sent her photographs of herself, and repeatedly located her campsites. She had resisted, refused to quit, and eventually relocated to protect herself. Now, standing alone in the forest, she couldn't be certain whether this was the same person resurfacing, or someone new with equally sinister intentions. The reality of it all weighed heavily on her. Being alone in the wilderness as a woman, knowing someone might be watching from the shadows, stripped the forest of its peace and turned it into a place of vulnerability. The solitude she once found comforting now felt exposed. Carefully, she scanned the area for signs of poison, traps, or anything that could pose a danger to her or her dog, trying to ensure their immediate safety. She handled the situation with remarkable composure, but the emotional impact lingered. After long consideration, she made the difficult decision to abandon the campsite entirely. Rebuilding no longer felt worth the risk. Later, she shared how this experience had shaken her deeply, stealing a sense of security from the very hobby she loved most. This encounter served as a harsh reminder that the most frightening thing in the wilderness isn't always isolation, animals, or the unknown terrain, but other humans with hidden intentions. Vanessa left unharmed, but the knowledge that someone had been watching her left a lasting scar. Moving forward, she chose to carry protection for her safety, determined not to let fear end her journey, even as the forest would never feel the same again. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment which encounter was most disturbing, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more chilling and disturbing content.